Hey y'all. So it's been about 3 months since my last video. Look, I still don't know what to look at, but just know I'm talking to you. It's been 3 months since my last video, and a lot has changed in those 3 months. But before I get into that, it's time for a celebration. Trap Cardio just hit 4,000 subscribers. Boo, 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 boo.
You said 4,000K.
That's what 4,000 is, baby. 4K. Do I still get a cheer?
So yes. So if 4,000, 4K is 1,000. What if you put if 4,000K is 4,000,000?
No, 4K is 4,000.
Oh yeah.
Ye-
1,000 means the same.
Yes.
So if you put them
Oh my God,
together,
yeah.
it will make 2,000.
Can mommy get a cheer?
Yes.
Let me hear it.
I can't make that sound.
It's- So yes. Sorry about that. Welcome to my life. So yeah, we're at 4,000 subscribers. So I thank you. It's because of you. And the fact that you gave me a chance and decided to share with your friends, family, and the world. Thank you for sharing my passion with your world. And that's why I'm here today. And to piggyback up on that, what has happened in these past 3 months? Well, if you follow me on any of my social media, you will know that I took a faith walk. And I left my full-time job where I was making over $70,000 a year to step into entrepreneurship 100%. Some may think I'm crazy. Some may think I'm brave. Most days I feel like both. But I am remaining on this faith walk. And I'm calling it only that. Not even using the word struggle anymore. The struggle ain't real, but the faith walk is. Because what it is I have to remain faithful in my steps and in my purpose, knowing that what I may see now is not what will be, is not always the end all, and just to remain consistent in my steps, so that I can get to the promised land, for which God has promised me. So yes, so as of officially, I guess August the 1st, Trap Cardio and Elite Nutrition RVA, which is my Herbalife based nutritional club. Those are my jobs. I don't work jobs. I have a job. Yeah, that's me. How did this happen? Well, I was not happy in my career. I used to be, everything that I get into, if I'm passionate about it, I'm all in. As time and management and leadership changed, I became more and more unhappy about where I was, and I was being led to take my purpose somewhere else. Never think that your purpose is one thing. You are multifaceted. The same purpose that you have in one role, you can transform into another. You can transfer into another. So in July, probably about a week or so after I made my last video, I talked to my husband about making a jump from the workforce to entrepreneurship. And it was not an easy talk. It's so easy to get comfortable with the standard everyday norms. You know, you wake up, you go to work, you show your face, and if you do the bare minimum, you get paid, and you get your paycheck, and you pay your bills, and then you go on about your business. So me taking this faith walk means that he too is taking a faith walk, because he has to believe in the journey that I'm taking. So was it an easy conversation? No. Did we fight? Yes. Are we good? Yes. Am I here? Yes. Are we here? Yes. For now, he get on my nerves sometimes, But he looking at me now. But yes. So one day I just woke up, got tired of talking about it. I honestly woke up. I was supposed to sign on the computer and I couldn't stop crying. And I was like, I just can't do this anymore. I cannot do this anymore. And there's no way. I've been working since I was 14. So to make such a decision isn't like I'm this irrational person. But to feel so strongly pulled away from where I was like, I have to trust the spirit. And so I called my job. I didn't give them 2 weeks or anything. And I quit. And it's crazy because as much as I wanted to beat myself up for making such a... Okay, let me tell you something about faith walks. There are going to come several times where you're going to have to unlearn what you know and relearn things as you should. And even when I was quitting my job, I felt like I was doing something bad. You know, like, am I disappointing people? Will I eventually disappoint myself? Like, why do I feel so heavy about doing what I want to do and what I feel like I need to do for myself? And it's funny. The funny thing is, every time I feel that feeling about something that I do in my business, I always get... I hate to be so spiritually... this message to be so spiritually filled. But I am a believer and I believe in signs. And every time I get one of those feelings, God sends a messenger through to let me know everything is okay. And so I quit. And I quit on voicemail because the people I was working for didn't even want to talk to me. So I quit via voicemail, and just to make sure they didn't miss the message, I sent them an email too. And almost an hour later, one of my past supervisors and one of my coworkers called me on the phone, and they was screaming and shouting and stuff. And I'm like, do they know something I don't know? I asked them, and they was like, no, we are just so excited that you decided to do this for yourself. And that was just so encouraging. And my last manager, she said, you know, God has given you the gift of living life and living life in a big way. She said, you have the courage to do a lot of things that a lot of people don't have. One of those is being unapologetically you. And they just encouraged me to keep my head up, and that they supported the move. They supported the change. And all day, for like the next 2 or 3 days, as coworkers was finding out, they were calling me with talks of goodwill, and you know, they're always there for me if I need them. So it was just like, okay, God, you know, they gonna miss me, but you know, they wish me well. And the irony of it is, my direct supervisor didn't call me until about 6 that evening to tell me they got word that I quit. And that was it. So yeah. So, and on top of that, my co-workers, my family, they gonna always be failing me. They even sold a seed into me. They donated $500, made my first Elite Nutrition tank top for me to wear. So it just, no love lost there. Worked for the IRS for 12 years. I met wonderful people who I'm still attached to, who still support me in my endeavors now. So yes, let's see. So then on August the 1st, I officially opened Elite Nutrition RVA, which again is my Herbalife-based nutrition club. And I smile really hard when I'm talking about it because it was already working in spirit for over a year. But to have a structure to call home feels kind of different. It's like you can like I can see my dream and I can work my dream, but kind of like the touch the dream is a little different, you know? So yeah, so I can touch my dream. And that's where I've been at for the past 3 months. If I'm not at home, I am there. It is definitely my second home. Yes. Let's see. I got notes, I gotta keep getting notes to keep focused. Lord, I'm crying. The successes in the past 3 months, y'all have been the bomb.com. I can't even keep up with your merchandising needs. I'm trying, and we're gonna have new merchandise coming soon, because y'all in my inbox like, hey, this your cousin from Connecticut. I'm trying to buy a tank top and ain't no tank top there. So it's coming. We on average see anywhere from 80 to 100 people a day. Our fitness classes stay full. People refer to Elite Nutrition as their place of peace, their happy place, their place of escape. And if people see workout, health and wellness as an escape route, baby, y'all can have it. I love it. I love it. If a place that's going to make you better on it from the inside out is where you want to run to, baby, I thank you. I thank you, because it's worked for me. We have been called a vibe. We've been doing so well that oftentimes we forget to advertise. Our cousins, which I'm still calling everybody, will advertise for us because they love it here. And then I guess if you got to give the pros, you got to give the cons. If there are 2 things I've learned in the past 90 days, it's to create boundaries and self-preservation. October has been the hardest month of these past 90 days. I don't know where to start. It's been emotionally, mentally, spiritually, you name it. It has been taking from every point of wellness you can call from me. I've learned that, let's start here. I am a helper bee. Okay, I am one of those people that when I say I want everybody to win, I mean that wholeheartedly. There are several dance fitness classes in Richmond. I celebrate them like I celebrate myself. I promote them like I promote myself. Same with other businesses and everything. But I've learned that there's 2 things. There are people who want to ride the wave, and there's people who want to work the wave. There are people who want what they feel like you have without the work. And then there are people who are fully committed to the process. I am moving in a place where I just want to be connected to those who are fully committed to the process. I did not start where I am overnight. I have made a mini sacrifice. Like I told y'all in the past, when did we have the accident?
2018, September.
2000, no.
It was
2018. So in 2018.
It was April of 2018.
Okay, so 2018, our house got hit by a car. Car drove through our house. We went through the government shutdown. It was 2 government shutdowns, I believe. Maybe 1. And then we experienced COVID. So adversity has almost been my thriving points. So when it comes to those who I'm connected to, I have to choose wise. I have to choose wisely. I was talking to one of my elders the other day, and I was like, it's so draining when you want everybody to win, and then the same people you want to win pull from you, and it makes me want to just close up like a hermit. Because I always joke about me being a turtle. The spirit animal is a turtle. It makes me want to poke my head in my shell and go about my business. Which as much as an extrovert I am very capable of. And she said, you can't do that. And you shouldn't do that. Because that's not what you were placed here for. You were placed here to help others. You must be selective, but you can't stray away from your purpose. So I'm not going to change who I am at the core. I'm just going to change who I deal with on the outside, if that makes any sense. You got it? Because if I keep letting people pull from me, exactly, eventually there will be no more me. Point blank, period. So I have to preserve myself, my energy, because if I'm no good, everything I'm around, everything I do is no good. So I chose this past week to take a social media hiatus because I needed to clear my mental space so that I could go forth and be great. Sometimes we have to do that, just like our computers. When our desktop start getting full and we have all these icons on, what do we need to do? We need to put stuff in that recycling can, and then we need to empty the trash. Don't let it sit there. Empty the trash. So I took this week to empty the trash. Another thing I've learned in these 90 days is that you cannot expect you from everybody. And that is no insult to anyone. That is just a life truth. Junior. Junior is my baby. My connection to Junior is going to be different than anybody else's connection. My baby was planned. So he was a thought. He was a process. He was a creation. He was nurturing. He was nurturing I had to do. He's the product of nesting I had to do. That's my baby. He could come over your house for a week. You ain't going to bathe him like his mama bathed him. You ain't going to feed him like his mama feed him. You ain't going to love her. And as much as you might love him, you will never love or sacrifice for him like I, because the connection is different. The same goes for your brand and your business. You cannot expect everyone to be connected to it as you are. And that's just natural. So my brands and my business are my babies. I'm going to nurture. I'm going to fuss. I'm going to fight. I'm going to sacrifice. Because these are things that I am heavily invested in. Okay. Okay. What is a good time and a hobby to some is a livelihood for me and my family. Okay? So that's how I treat it. I can't be irrational. I can't be, because let me tell you, Ashley Diane has no problem with going the fuck off. Ashley Diane has no problem with sharing her 2 cents. But in these past 90 days, I've learned that in order to protect my baby, I have to be intentional with my words. I have to be intentional with my actions. I have to be intentional with my intentions. Before I do something, I have to think, what is my goal? Why am I doing this? Where is this going to take me? And that saved me from a lot of nonsense and headache. Saved me from a lot of misdirected energy and effort. Because all I see is my baby. Okay? Let's see. What else is on here? How have I grown? You told me to ask myself that. How have I grown? I think I am far more patient. I think I move a little slower. I have learned that I do not have to do everything myself. So I have surrounded myself with people who are for the mission, for the cause, who are willing to work the dream. And it's funny because I'm making this video because during my social media hiatus, I have received so many calls, texts, and messages to put my motherfucking crown back on, put my head in the game, and get my shit together, and to not only remind myself of who I am, but to remind everybody too. So yes, my tribe has found me, and they have been everything in this journey, and I cry almost damn at just the thought of how dope they are. Okay, everybody is not so lucky. What else? Let me go into some of these questions that y'all asked me about on social media. Okay. Somebody asked me, what is the quality of my sleep rest like now? It's pretty much the same as it was when I was working full time. It is what it is. I think I average about 4 to 5 hours of sleep on a good night. When I was working full time, I was also working in a nutritional club and doing trap cardio. It was crazy because I thought I was putting a lot of time into the dream then. And then when I removed the full-time job, I'm like, I don't know how the hell I was doing what I was doing with a job. So whereas in the past, once I go to bed, the day is over and I could go to sleep and start anew. It's all me now. Promotion, marketing, admin, creating dances, videos. It's all me. So yeah, so I sleep about 4 to 5 hours on a good night. The days where I get to sleep in, which is I usually sleep in to about 9 a.m. And then I just stare at the ceiling. And if I have to choose between eating or resting, I choose rest. So I'm still doing pretty well on my fitness journey. So yeah, I sleep when I can. Ooh, and I'm a professional napper. I'm even good at the bus stop nap now. I be like this sometimes at the shop. I be like this. I write myself and I just like that, just like that. Professional napper. That's that on that. Let's see. What would I have done differently about transitioning into full-time entrepreneurship? In a perfect world, I would have loved to have 2 weeks to not do either one of those things. Just to sit, think of a plan, and then execute. But life doesn't always work like that. And sometimes you get opportunities and you just have to go. And that's what I've done. And I've been planning and executing as I go. I am glad that I am a forward thinker. So I usually am thinking towards the future when everybody is in the now. So yeah, but I wish I had a time to just chill, be a bum for a little bit, and just go into it. But how to tell people I ain't teach a trap? God. Where do I find the motivation and the energy? My energy naturally comes from my mom. My mom has the most energy. She is 60 years old. She goes to trap cardio. She travels. She'll go to the playground with my son. She'll roll in the float with him. Like, naturally, I've always been full of energy, and I get it from my mom. When life hits you, sometimes I need a supplement. And I'll use Herbalife Liftoffs or Total Control. I got a video about that. And that helps me on the days where I can't help myself. As far as motivation, I feel like when you find your why, that's all you need. It's all you need. Some days I don't feel like it. A lot of times I don't feel like it. People tug at me from so many different areas for so many different reasons, for so many different things. And some days I just want to go back into my shell and tell everybody to leave me. No, right? But I can't. I can't do that. But when I think about why, and it's even little things. Like one day my son told me he came to the nutritional club after a Labor Day event. And my son was like, Mom, my mommy, he was like, my mommy is a businesswoman. My mommy owns a business. And I'm like, what does that mean to you? He was like, that is so cool to me because, a lot of mommies go to work, but my mommy has a business. And that means I'm going to see some cool things that other kids won't even see. And I'm just like, just thinking about the fact that he watches everything I see and that he's impressionable and that I have the opportunity to show him something that I knew nothing or minimum about as a child myself. That keeps me pushing. Last week I had a hard week. He caught me crying. He was like, Mom, what's wrong? I was like, I'm a little stressed. Mommy, a little stressed. He was like, you shouldn't be stressed. I said, well, let me ask you a question. Because I talked to my son about everything. I said, if you had a goal, but you were, but life was stressing you out, what would you do with your goal? He said, I would still get my goal done. You right, bruh? You right? So yeah, once you find your why, continue to refer to it. It'll be what you need on the days you don't want to do anything. The most common question I'm asked is, how do I balance it all? Motherhood, being a wife, an entrepreneur, a friend, amongst other things. Y'all may not know, but I am a self-proclaimed feminist. I don't balance a damn thing. We balance. In this marriage, we are a team, and this team, we make our own rules. And so I don't balance, again, a damn thing. We balance. My husband will get my son ready for school. We'll get our son ready for school. He's able to work at home more now, so he's a lot more hands-on with our son. I fill in where I can in the midst of the business. I know that one day I will have the more time to be at home, but this is just not it. Let's see. We work accordingly. If I'm at the business and I need something and I can't get out, I'll call my husband and be like, hey, can you bring me this? If my husband has to work or he needs to do something, Junior will come to the nutritional club and he will sit there and be on his computer and Roblox his life away. I communicate a lot with my son and my husband, so there are no secrets about what's going on in the business or what I'm doing. Everybody knows what's going on because there's no way to effectively ride this train if you are blind to the journey that we are on. So I overly communicate. So yeah, so that's how I balance everything. I said this time and time before: be on the calendar, be on the post-it, be on the reminder. I bring everybody in. It's not my business; it's our business. It's not my journey; it's our journey. Point blank. Period. That's that on that. Did motherhood or marriage prepare me for entrepreneurship? No. And I wish y'all would start seeing marriage and motherhood as a blessing and not as a task. I have always been ambitious. I have always been a go-getter. I've always been a little off my rocker. Um, I've always had a brand. In high school, I called myself Dime of the Century. I think when Black Planet was around, I was always calling myself Thick VA Chick. When I was in elementary school, I called myself Big Mama. I've always been branded and doing something, no matter what capacity of life I've been in.
All the same.
Oh yeah, at ODU, after I met Puff Daddy and I went homecoming queen, I changed my name to Ashley Almost Famous Williams, my maiden name. So thank you for the reminder, babe. So I have always been me. Now in the past 10 years, I've had to try to figure out how to be me with those added blessings. But they have never really taken away from who I am. If anything, they've taught me compassion, to have even more compassion for people. Because when you got children and you got a significant other, you learn that the way you communicate and the way you move doesn't always make the same sense to you as it makes to others. So it's taught me different ways to communicate, to convey my message. But whether or not it prepared me for where I am today, no. But I appreciate the extra blessings and support it has added to my life. Now, I'm going to pause for a moment before I talk some more. I cannot believe I've talked for 30 minutes. Never have I ever thought. I interviewed Junior, who is going to seem dry because I pulled him away from Roblox for this. And I interviewed my husband. So you'll get to see how they feel about entrepreneurship life. So here goes nothing. What's up, man?
What's up, babe?
You want to tell the people who you are?
Jamel Redwood. I am your husband, your baby daddy, all of the above of 14 years together, 10 years married.
Ooh,
It's been a long
A
time.
long time. I was only like 2.
What up?
But
I ain't still your 20.
so you won't do that. But so you got me distracted. So I know the transition from being an employee to a full-time entrepreneur was a transition for the entire family, would you say?
Yeah, it was.
What were your initial thoughts in the beginning when I talked about making the jump?
I was nervous, scared. You know what I'm saying? Just was really trying to take it all in at one time, because you know what I'm saying. I know how you move, so it's like always expect the unexpected with you. So it was one of those type of things. It was like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like here it come, you know. And I knew it was coming sooner or later, but it was just like it's about to happen. So I was nervous because then I'm trying to figure out everything that I gotta do or what we gotta do or what moves we need to make sure we stay straight on the same, you know what I'm saying, the same position that we in and we don't fall off. That was on my own train of thought.
So how do you feel now, almost 90 days later?
I feel like everything doing
Feel like I need to go back to work?
No. I feel like I'm actually more impressed than anything. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we ain't lost a beat. You know, everything has its ups and downs, and that's expected. But we haven't lost a beat at all. You know what I'm saying? I feel like life is different, but it's regular. You know what I'm saying? Like the way we moving is different because of the position that you got now as being a boss, but it's still regular. Like we still get to do the normal shit that we normally would do every year. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that has been, to me, that has been the most impressive part of it because it's like I just knew it would probably be some major changes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But nah, like we ain't really missing no beat. You know what I'm saying? You doing what you do. You walking in your purpose. You loving what you're doing. I love to see you um, happy doing what you like to do. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no other better fulfillment in the world. So, you know, that's a beautiful thing in itself. But like I said, that's been the most impressive thing for me. Just never missing a beat. We ain't really missing no beat for real.
So, do you think I've changed as a person at all in these first 90 days?
Of course, you've grown. Any type of transition.
You don't think I lost my mind?
No, you ain't lose your mind. I think you the same person, but at the same time, you be battling back and forth with stuff. But that's always you always like that though. That ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing different. I think you've grown into a dope businesswoman. You know what I'm saying? And I think you still pushing to grow even more. Which what I like, I always hear you talking about the way I hear you talking about ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? You're not waiting for the next thing. You pushing and you thinking about what you can do next to continue to walk in your purpose. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Which is dope to me. You know what I'm saying? It's inspiring. You know what I'm saying? It's motivational. All that. You know, I love it.
So what do you hate most about the transition?
Being glued to the phone is what I hate the most. Like people.
My phone is my business.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? You can be glued to the phone during times where I feel like we should be doing stuff together. You know. Oh. That's why I always ask you, if you ever notice when you're on that phone, I'm like, is you working?
Why are you looking over there? I'm right here.
But I'm saying, I be like, is you working? Because if you ain't working, you can put the phone down. That's just how I feel. Because I mean, I understand you guys spend a whole lot of time, and I understand that. So, you just in general, as far as you having the phone in your hand, doing this, that, and the third. I know you be doing a million things, but I just be wanting you to put the phone down so we can spend some,
you got
mom and daddy time. You feel
me? Put the phone down.
Husband and wife time. You know what I'm saying? That's on. I get a little jealous about that.
Oh, you jealous? You jealous of the iPhone, huh?
Yeah. You get more attention than I get. That's how I feel.
OMG, we ain't about to do this.
But when you wake up in the morning, who you grab? Me or the phone? Let's keep it 100.
Sure.
Exactly.
If you throw a couple dollars, I'm gonna grab you too, baby. You throw a couple dollars, I'm gonna grab you too.
So, but that's how I feel.
Okay. You sure?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna put my phone down a little bit, y'all. Do you want me to put it? Do you want me to put the phone down right now?
You trying to be funny?
You want it down?
No, I'm not talking about now.
Not now, later.
You trying to put it down there because you interviewing me?
No, okay, I can put it down.
You tired of interviewing me? That's why you want to put it down?
No, listen, don't do it. The people are watching.
The people are watching.
The people are watching. You done made me forget my questions. So how do you feel? One of the questions I always get are about balance. How do you feel I do with balance?
I think you struggle with it sometimes, but at other times it's like I think it's an ongoing transitional thing. So it ain't nothing that I feel like you're gonna get perfect regardless because you juggling so many things. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But you struggle sometimes, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you do very well at it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like finding that perfect medium. You know, but you still get everything you need to get done. We still get everything we need to get done. So I mean, I ain't got no issues with your balance, the way you take care of it. You know what I'm saying? So
I just gotta balance this phone down.
You can't let that go, huh?
Hey,
you can't let that go. That was 5 minutes ago.
It was actually probably 1 minute and 20
Regardless,
seconds.
we're done with that question.
Okay.
That's good. We'll move on.
What is something that you've encountered during these 90 days that you didn't expect? Like entrepreneurship, we knew that there would be some schedule changes. We knew that, I had to invest in myself, so there'd be some income and expense changes. Um, what's something that you didn't expect that happened in these 90 days?
That did happen?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Well, my undergraduate degree is in journalism. I thank you.
Mine was mass communication.
Okay, so communicator answer. How about that?
I said
you want to bite back.
I'm saying it's a good question.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? Something that I didn't expect that did happen. I didn't expect the success you have had to be as big as it's been. You know what I'm saying?
Like it's been big.
To me, I think
I feel. I be like.
But you gonna always be tough on yourself though. Like that's just me being. I know I'm on the inside, but I try to take a look at it from the outside. And from the outside, the success has been massive. You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect it to be that big. Like anytime, like for example, your when you sell your shirts and stuff like that, your
merchandise.
Your merchandise, yeah. When you sell your merchandise, and when they come in and how quick you go out, that's crazy to me. The time I had to sit there and help fold and package stuff for you. that was. I didn't expect that. Even though you was doing it before. But it was different.
You
didn't
realize
a different impact, though.
You didn't realize the work that went into it.
Yeah, like it was a whole different impact.
You remember the day you had to go into the shake shop and do some inventory?
And I didn't expect that.
Ooh, it's different when
I didn't expect you to, off the whim, ask me to go get some 100-pound weights. For whatever reason you was gonna use that for. I didn't expect to be taking Lowe's trips for you, Walmart trips for you.
For the business.
For the business, but you know what I'm saying. I didn't expect to be driving you off to the what that place, the store depot, whatever.
The restaurant depot.
Restaurant depot. Yeah, you're right. That's
what they say when you.
It's regular now, but it didn't. I didn't. It's stuff I didn't expect.
They say when you marry an entrepreneur, you become their
mailing stuff too. Yeah,
freelance assistant, huh?
Yeah, free assistant.
No, it all coming out.
But
it all coming out.
But I forgot about mailing stuff, like send stuff to the
Yeah, I got something that need to be mailed.
Post office.
Yeah.
Make sure I'm here when you got stuff ordered and we need to be delivered here. Picking up boxes and taking them to the shop. That's inventory, right?
Yeah.
Checking the inventory when you get here, you at the shop and you won't know what came in. I didn't expect that.
You just didn't expect to be an employee, free labor.
Nah, I'm just saying it just changed. You know what I'm saying? Well, I didn't expect it. I mean, I ain't mad at it, but I just didn't expect it.
So,
expected, my bad.
We ain't judging you. We are a human as fuck environment. So October has been a very hard month for me. Mm-hmm. For many different reasons. Mm-hmm. And then in the world of entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. How is it watching me go through those hard moments?
It's tough. And it's tough from a perspective for me because I hate being in a position where it's like you feel like it ain't nothing I can do to help. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what it is, it ain't really gonna help. I mean, I can lighten the load a little bit with little things, but it still ain't. It might make you feel a little better, but I still don't get the Ashley I'm used to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's hard. That's hard for me. It's tough. I hate seeing you go through things like that you may be struggling with, and I can't do nothing to really help you get over the hump. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I know it's just be emotional stuff. Oh, there we go. We back.
You said sometimes it's.
I know sometimes it be emotional stuff, and I try to be that shoulder you can lean on. But I feel like, that's just me personally, I feel like it's not enough because the next day you still kind of like, babe, this, that, and that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's hard watching that. But at the same time, it's an experience that I'm learning from, so that when you get let's say you get another month like this, over a long time from now, you get another month like this, I can better prepare for it or whatever.
Do you feel like I'm too emotional to be an entrepreneur?
Nah, I don't think so. I think that's part of it.
Why you sounding all sad?
No, I don't think. I'm saying that's you. You know what I'm saying? So it's no way I can tell you or the way I feel like you too emotional to be an entrepreneur. Nah, being emotional is you. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of you. So you can get emotional over things that you're passionate about, which is cool. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's just hard to watch you go through and can't do nothing about it. You know what I mean? That's the hard part. You know what I'm saying?
You want to have a moment of silence?
You want me to elaborate more?
No. Do you feel like my heart gets in the way?
Yeah, because you got a big heart. Oh, yes. Woo. You got a big heart. You have a huge heart. A huge heart. So sometimes I feel like your heart allows people to take advantage sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And like I said, you can't always, you don't, and what you're doing, you can't always see and figure out who. You know what I'm saying? You meet a lot of people at one time, so it's like you know how I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of a protect my own energy, protect my own soul, protect from everything. But you more jump out in the world. You know what I'm saying?
I just be jumping.
Yeah.
I just be just.
No, I'm saying
I be free balling.
No.
Come get it.
You what is it? What they call it? Free soul? What is it called? You know
Free spirit.
Free spirit. Free spirited. You know what I'm saying?
Come get some of this love.
You know what I'm saying? That's you, and that's fine. But I get overprotective with you in this situation when you're hot, because I know how big of a hot one you would give anybody anything. You know what I'm saying? At any time. So I know people. Certain
you trying
people.
to get naked for the people?
No, I got a little hot.
It's getting hot in here.
But yeah, I know people try to take advantage of situations like that when they peep that. I get overprotective when it comes to stuff like that. You know me.
Crazy. But so what do you see happening next? Or what do you look forward to? Or what do you? We're 3 months in now. Praise God. Whew.
Oh yeah.
What do you see happening next? What do you look forward to?
I'm looking forward to the next adventure. I know something bigger coming. I can just feel it.
What?
I can just feel it. I know something bigger coming. You know what I'm saying? Not to say what you're doing is not big, but
no.
I know God got some stuff in store for you.
He told you something. He text you. I would see if he texts me what you said. Put the phone down.
Shut up. Here you go again.
Jesus on the main line.
You can't let stuff go. That was 5 questions ago.
You going on to a different subject again.
Whatever, but like I was saying, yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to see what that next thing will be. You know what I'm saying? To see you level up again. Like I just envision you keep leveling up and leveling up and leveling up. And I get a front row seat with the popcorn. You know what I'm saying? Which means I do know
with the what?
With the popcorn.
Okay, go ahead.
Which I know gonna be more assistant duties come along with it, but it's all good. I'm cool with adjusting.
Is there anything else you want the people to know so I can put the phone down? Okay, I won't say anything else about it.
You can't let the phone take go.
You want me to let the phone go?
No.
Okay.
We're gonna hear more about that tonight.
Go ahead.
She gonna talk. Look, this is what I want to tell the people. When we done with this interview, this phone thing I said, that's gonna become the topic of tonight. That's what I want to tell the people.
That's it. That's all you know.
I'm out. Why you still leave the lights on?
Because you still here.
Why I gotta make a grand
like an exit?
Oh. This real TV.
That 40 look kind of tough standing up. Get that 40 now. All right. right, mommy's going to ask you a couple of questions about the changes she's made recently. You're a great communicator, so you're good with your words, right?
Yeah.
Right. And know that nothing you can or will say will hurt my feelings, all right?
Yeah.
So I want you to be honest with all of your answers. Cool?
Yes.
Okay. So, you thinking about it?
No.
So, do you know what mommy does for a living?
Yes.
What do I do?
You work out.
Open your mouth so we can hear you.
You work out. You do Zumba. And you own a shake shop.
I own a shake shop. So I don't go to my the old job anymore?
No.
How do you feel about that?
Good.
Why do you feel good about it?
Because they were mean.
You feel like they were mean to your mommy?
Yes.
Okay. So, has anything changed since your mom's owned a business?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Has anything gotten better?
I get to go in the special room.
The special room?
Yes.
What's the special room?
Only me, you, and Dada can go in. Your office.
Oh, okay. And has anything changed in a bad way since?
No.
Remember, you're not going to hurt my feelings, okay?
No.
Nothing has changed?
No.
Do you feel like mommy has a lot of time?
Time?
Yes.
Yes.
What do I do with that time?
You use it?
Do you feel like we get to spend a lot of time together?
Yes, but not in the morning.
When do we spend time together?
In the afternoon or evening.
And what are some of the things that you love that we do together?
Play with each other.
Because you're silly, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Is there anything else you want to say?
No.
Dada, you have any questions?
No, I think you answered all of them.
Is there anything you would like to change about what mommy does?
Spend more time at home.
More time at home?
Yes.
Okay. I can do that. As it gets better, I'll be able to spend more time at home.
Okay.
Do you feel like mommy is stressed a lot?
No.
You think I'm handling it okay?
Yes.
You sure? What makes you think that?
Because you're not coming home saying that you had a bad day every day.
So you think I like what I do?
Yes.
Oh. So hopefully their videos provided some insight into how they feel about me being a full-time entrepreneur. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the obvious, COVID-19. It's impossible to talk about Wellness and Nutritional Center without talking about COVID-19. The irony of it all is my business began to flourish in April, which is around March, April, which is around the time the first wave of COVID hit. That's when I went all in with my YouTube channel. COVID gave me the opportunity to use my creative abilities. So while people were trying to figure out what to do in a physical sense, I had taken my business virtually. Since then, we have 4,000 subscribers on YouTube. Since I introduced merchandise for Trap Cardio in June, since then, we've sold over $12,000 in merchandise, which is a blessing. And I say those things to say, never let adversity get the best of you. Never. Never, 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 never. Keep pushing. Recently, it seems like we're in a second wave of COVID-19, and a few of our instructors have been affected by it. And we are a people-based business. So with that being said, we're always concerned about the people. So we've decided to cease fitness classes starting today, which is October 31st, until Monday, November the 9th, to give us a time to get the place steam cleaned and let it marinate and all that goodness. In the meantime, YouTube is available for Trap Cardio and Elite Nutrition RVA. Be sure to follow that page. I'll put it in the description. And our Herbalife bar will remain open 7 days a week. You can call in or text your curbside or to-go order at 804-223-2039. And our website is Elite Nutrition RVA, which houses our menus. Stay safe out there. I decided people get shocked when I cancel Trap Cardio, but I have to remember when I say this is a people-based business, I have to consider myself as a person too. And my husband is high risk as he has chronic asthma. And so as to protect my family, I am taking a hiatus from teaching trap in a class setting for a week. Now, I'm not saying that you won't catch me on a Zoom or something. Zoom. Still working on that. We're also working on some other technology-based solutions. Stay tuned. One thing I've learned in 90 days is also to keep your moves a little more silent. So that's what I'm doing. But just know to stay tuned for what we have coming up. As of tomorrow, all bar babes would have been tested. Well, as of Monday, all bar babes would have been tested and they're doing well. And I'm happy about that because those are my babies. And just, ride the wave with us. Of course, we're taking a financial hit with this second wave, but God always makes a way. I'll be dropping merchandise soon. And if you choose to be a blessing, be it through prayer, because I take all the word, or financially, I will drop the Cash App below for donations. Or if you're listening, it's AD RVA. Again, AD RVA. I am more than confident that we will see this through. And if you ever feel any symptoms of being sick, be sure to protect yourself. Stay at home. Think enough of others to stay at home and take care of yourself, okay? Because beyond it being the season of COVID-19, we're in strep throat season. It's always, what season change. Black people say it's pneumonia season. We're in sinus infection season. So just take care of yourself out there, okay? I love y'all. And if y'all have any questions, and y'all know where to reach me. So I guess this means this is the end of my social media hiatus. Bye, y'all.